Welcome. You're listening to the Keeping Ashland Healthy podcast, a podcast production of the Mental Health and Recovery Board of Ashland County, Ohio. Thanks for joining us. And welcome back to another episode of Keeping Ashland Healthy. My name is David Ross, Executive Director of the Mental Health and Recovery Board here in Ashland County. In studio with me is Jennifer English. Jen, what is your title again? Director of Wellness and Community Engagement.
There you go.
Why do I always pick the longest titles? Well, joining us today is the Ashland County Parks Director. Do I have that right?
You got it right, David.
That one.
Dan Major. Dan, everybody knows you in town, right? You've been here forever.
I don't know
right?
about that. I've been here for about 60 years, yes.
So the Ashland County Parks Director, which is newer, right? You've been in that role for how many months now?
Since March.
Since March of 2026. So yeah, a few months now. And I'll tell you, audience, Jen and I went out to meet Dan and his, what's her official title, Sarah?
She's the Naturalist Outreach Coordinator for us.
Yeah. Dan and Sarah out there at the Ashland County Parks and out at Freer. And we just fell in love with what you guys were doing. So Jen and I said immediately, you got to be on the podcast. You got to come on the podcast, Dan. So Dan was kind enough. I know Sarah's doing some other things right now, or she'd be here with us. But we are so thankful that you could join us. We just wanted to talk through a few things with our audience. One, most people know this, but a lot of people don't, Dan. There are real mental health benefits of nature, of fresh air, of walking, of which the county parks provide an abundance. So we definitely want to talk about that. But we also, you guys had just released the August program schedule. So we want to talk a little bit about what's going on with your program. And then there's a couple other things that I don't think a lot of people in this county know about regarding some turtles and a mascot and anything else you want to talk about, Dan. So that is our game plan if you're up for it.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Well, let me start just and Jen, jump in on these things.
Will do.
The mental health benefits of nature, fresh air, and walking. Because some folks might say, why do you got Dan in again? Besides him being a very nice guy and very friendly. Well, there are real benefits. And you know this. We talked about this of being outside. It reduces your stress by lowering the body's stress hormone, which is cortisol. Just being outside does that. It improves mood and can decrease symptoms of anxiety and depression. People just don't know this. Right.
I never knew scientifically that it was, but I've always kind of known, I guess, on my own in my life how important it was, whether I was on a boat fishing, taking a walk in a creek, and you find those times of solitude, which can be really positive. Sometimes tough, though, because you reflect on some negative things, but it helps you sort some things through. But I think now in the last few years, you start talking about the professionals talking about the benefits of wellness as it relates to the outdoors. So we at Ashland County Parks have a lot of property that people can go to and do different things.
Yeah. How many parks again?
I always say close to 20.
Yeah. 19, 20 parks, people don't know this, but if you spend time out in green spaces, it actually increases your focus and concentration. So spend that time outside in green spaces, and then if you need to have a task in which there needs to be a lot of focus and concentration, actually it's better.
Well, I think it's almost like a computer. You got so much going on in your mind, and it's just crazy with life, with parenting, running kids here, running kids there, trying to deal with the everyday stresses, whether it's taking care of a parent or sick parents, sick kids, and just that time sometimes to go out and take a deep breath and just maybe collect your thoughts or organize your thoughts, prioritize, get a perspective. I know my wife and I talk about that all the time. Sometimes when one of us senses the other one are a little more stressed, say, hey, okay, let's get a perspective talk here. Because usually things are going to be okay. But when you're going through these tough things, I lost both my parents in the last, in a short period of time of cancer. And, it's tough. And I guess I always looked at it, I guess I never really gave it enough that when other people lost their parents, I mean, I was compassionate and I felt bad, but until it happens to you. But it was a bad spot. And you look for those times to go out and reflect, look at the stars, look at the moon,
we do.
Whether you're on a boat, fishing, or hiking or whatever. So outdoors has been really, really good to me.
Excellent.
Yeah, I agree. I personally, I feel the exact same way, but I don't think, maybe not everyone.
Right.
Maybe that's not their first thought. Is
That's
to
not
go
their first
outdoors.
thought. That's why we're doing this. And you said it, promotes relaxation by giving your brain a break from the screens, right? All the daily demands. You're saying sometimes even in a relationship, you just need a break. But definitely from the screens. I mean, your small screens or your big screens. You need a break.
Exactly. And the thing's different from now you're inundated with screen, with our phone, TV, and it's just nice to put the phone down, take that walk. I know my wife's really big on it.
Yeah.
We have a nice farm and blessed to have that. She'll take a walk, and it's just I don't even ask her what she's doing. I know what she's doing.
Yep.
And it just somehow just really cleanses your soul per se, clears your mind, and you kind of regroup per se, reset.
Yeah, Jen and I talk about this all the time. Both of us have parks or trails that are really close, and we try to incorporate that into our daily. That's whether once or twice a day at least. You try to just get out there and before or after work. And it's just very helpful. And again, vitamin D. It boosts vitamin D through safe sun exposure, right? Which plays a role in mood and overall health. It's important. And then there's just that fresh air. Can feel energizing and may help improve alertness and mental clarity. So those are all just some basics that folks just don't always know about, just being outdoors.
Well, and the other component is a lot of people are free to run.
Yeah.
So you can walk and clear your mind. Some people run to clear their mind while they're training.
Not at my age, Dan.
I'm beyond that myself.
Well, it's hard to think of anything else when you're running.
Right. But, so some people run to relax, and that's fine. So whatever that it is that makes you calm down, reset, relax, get a perspective, I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah. So audience, the board has some information on this on our website that you can certainly download. But I just want you to know the reason that Jen and I, we were just so excited to meet with you and Sarah, Dan, was because we know there's a real connection between mental health benefits and the parks that we have. And we just want to make sure that we're promoting that, drawing attention to it, giving you and Sarah every opportunity to talk about all the benefits. And we couldn't be more excited for you to be on the program. And we are hoping, I know the audience is going to benefit from the information you're sharing.
I appreciate that. And, I get to come into a very blessed, this is my third full-time job. I've had my career after retiring twice. And it's probably the only job in the world that ever went back to full-time again. My big thing is culture and atmosphere. Yeah. And when I pull into the Freer parking lot every morning at 7:30, I've not run into a bad mood yet.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to know some people's pets. I know Sarah was out on the trailhead the other day just welcoming people to the park, giving them some granola bars. If they were a little gamey, she was offering pieces of donuts and cream sticks. But we did have some apples there too. But I saw the value in that. Yeah. And so I'm one of the luckiest people around to be able to be full-time Ashland County Park Director and be part of such a great thing.
Yeah.
No, and that obviously drew you, your connection with nature that you already had probably drew you to the job. I mean, your third job, it probably...
I wasn't planning on it. I was kind of minding my own business, but you know what? I don't believe in coincidences, and it was one of those things. I got the call out of nowhere, and I thought, you know what? I think I can do that, and I still think I have something to offer, so we'll see.
Yeah, well... everything that we've seen so far, I would agree with you.
I would as well.
Doing great stuff. So, audience, again, just recently, and I know this episode will drop. It'll probably be the second week in August, Dan, but there was a new program schedule that came out recently for the month of August. So I know a few of the things have already occurred, but I just wanted the audience to know, and feel free to expound on any of these things, Dan. But these are the kinds of things, and again, this changes every month that you have a different program schedule, but whether that's looking for mushrooms, you did that on the 1st. There's something called the Nature Explorers Club coming up on the 5th. And again, these are younger kids, 6 to 12 years old. They're exploring the outdoors. They're learning about the natural world. Again, adult has to come, but that's over at Davie McClure. Books in the park. I thought this was great. August 14th, join the Ashland County Public Library and Ashland Public Library for engaging story times in our parks. Listen, visit the bookmobile, and then join us for a discovery walk. So it's the parks and the library. I'm sorry, Ashland County Parks Department and Ashland Public Library at Freer. And think about that. Think about all the books that maybe take place outside. So when you're reading the book and you're outside. I mean, somebody, I don't know, do you ever try to scare the kids or the other kids if you were doing out there camping, right?
Oh,
Tell them scary stories out there.
Yeah. I was big on that.
That the ambiance, the setting. So I can just imagine if you pick the right book out there at Freer or wherever you're doing it, I think that'd be great. So Books in the Park, August 14th, 10 to 11 o'clock. And then something, Trees to Treasures workshop. So you guys in Pathfinder Farms are going to partner up and discover how wood goes from forest to finished product. Then build your own wooden creation. So that was at Davie McClure, I think, is where folks are supposed to register. Again, all this information is on the AshlandCountyParks.com website, AshlandCountyParks.com that I'm reading this from. So again, think about that, right? I've seen these at different markets where people can take fallen branches and limbs or
driftwood.
Yeah. I mean, and they create some incredible art from it. So this is a little taste of that. Trees to Treasures workshop on August 17th. The 21st, the Monarch Mission. Discover the fascinating world of monarch butterflies. We'll read a few stories about monarchs, then explore the park to see if we can spot any. So you guys think you can find some, you think?
I'm pretty sure we will be able
a couple.
to. Yeah.
You got a monarch wrangler. I don't know, is there a monarch call? Is there like a deer call?
No, you got to come to the program to find out.
Yeah, right. Can't give it away.
All right. And then August 22nd, just to round out August, you had the Bird Walk. Join us for a bird walk hosted by members of the Great Mohican Audubon Society. Whether you are a beginner birder or a pro, explore the variety of bird species that call our parks home. I wonder how many species.
Oh, they're hundreds.
Hundreds.
And one thing going through Sarah's programming here, one thing we try to do is we have a big audience.
Yeah.
And we have a big demographic. And we don't want to get pigeonholed just because I'm a really wildlife-oriented background.
Yeah.
I don't just come in as a park director and say we're doing all wildlife and hunting, although that I love it. But we try to appease every demographic group in our town. And we're very blessed that the people of Ashland County have voted a levy to continue the parks. And as long as I'm park director, it's our job every day. And I tell our staff this every day, our job to come to work every day and give the people of Ashland County something. So as you might not have interest in a few of these, some of these you may.
Right.
Last week and a half ago, we had a fly fishing demonstration out at the Davie, and we thought maybe 5 to 10 people. We ended up getting almost 40 signed up for it. Yes, we did.
Wow.
And our park commissioner, Bob DeSanto, he was the one that led it. So it was really neat.
Oh, that's great.
And then we had a big event this summer. We thought, let's do an outdoor movie at Freer Field. So we thought we might have 50 to 100 people. We had 450. And we showed a Zootopia 2 and Top Gun Maverick. And so we're just trying things.
Yeah.
And so far, the response of the community has been really positive. So my point in that is we're trying to have something for everybody. Whether you want to go duck hunt, whether you want to go trail walk, whether you want to go bird, we have something for you. And I think the beautiful thing is we have paved trails.
Yep.
If that's if non-paved is too challenging, or if paved is too easy, we have challenging trails. So I think we have a lot to offer. It's just we have to do a better job of getting the word out of all of our parks because we have almost 3,000 acres of public land that people can take advantage of.
I was surprised. I was surprised at how many parks were, and how many I didn't even know about.
Yeah. So Jen and I, we made that a personal. As after we met with you, we started talking about this. It's like we really want to visit every one of them. And we found out the fire
cabin.
Fire cabin is, we found out literally like 5 or 6 minutes from our office where we're recording right now.
Right.
And we thought about, if we take meetings over there. Again, audience, if you don't know this, I encourage you to take some meetings, professional meetings, or even with clients, as long as it's safe. Do it walking. In a park. That's a nice one because it's not too long. It's all paved. It's usually pretty quiet over there. But, the difference in the conversation, the way you think when you're walking and talking and out in one of your parks versus sitting in an office.
All right.
It makes a huge difference.
I think so.
Yeah. So
I think so.
I encourage folks to use even within your business, take a meeting outside.
And I do. I encourage like management getaways.
Yes.
When I was with the Conservancy District, we should do a couple getaways with our managers, get them out of the office, still talk business, talk work, but you're doing it in an environment that's more relaxed, more fun. And I found out retreats is what we called them.
Yeah.
And they were so positive. Instead of taking them to I'm not putting any hotel down, but instead of a hotel conference room, if I could take them to the Boy Scout camp down near Clendenin Lake, they were all pumped. Still got the work done, but it was a different environment.
That's right.
And so I would encourage supervisors to think out of the box sometimes and really think about employee wellness. Because if the happy employee is a productive employee.
Yes.
And I think sometimes, and I was lucky and blessed to be a supervisor for 30, 40 years of my career. Not that I really wanted to be when I was in my 20s, but I was thrown into it. But we have to just be aware of our employees' mental wellness.
That's right.
And not just to be dismissive about it. And maybe to have the instinct or the wherewithal to notice things and maybe pull that employee aside, because a lot of times it's something that had nothing to do with work. And you might be able, and I'm not saying you dive into your employee's personal business, but be a friend, be a listener, have that intuition of, you know what, Jennifer, why don't you go ahead and take the rest of the day off and go relax, be with your family. Sometimes that's huge. Just for the employee to go, you know what, my boss really does care, because that matters.
Right. So to have your boss take you to lunch at the park or to have these retreats out in nature, I think it does show that you do care, about the mental health.
Yeah, and we noticed that when we first met with you, Dan. You get the preventative nature, the mental health,
That's it.
preventative nature of the parks and how they can be used. It reduces isolation, increases connection. You talked about that movie. How many families gather, right? Maybe, again, off their screens, together as a family. I mean, how preventative, how helpful, how healthy, how wellness-oriented is all that? So that's why we had to partner with you. We were in an audience. We're going to continue to partner with Dan and Sarah and the parks, because we love what you're doing. What you're doing is building community, is building resilience, is building wellness, as you say. So we couldn't be more excited. And guess what, audience? We're just getting started. Dan has got some big plans. I asked him if he'd be willing to share a couple things that I bet you, audience, you do not know about. They're involving turtles and a mascot. Maybe we'll start with turtles. Are you willing to share a little bit about what you guys might be thinking?
Let's do the turtles. So I'm 60 years old, and I can remember growing up in Ashland County on our farm, and a box turtle was very common.
Yeah.
And the first thing we'd do, which wasn't right, is go grab it, throw it in a laundry basket, and feed it worms and wax worms. And sooner or later, Dad would say, hey, go release that turtle. And then over the course of being in the outdoors for the last 40, 50 years, you're just seeing less and less and less. And if anybody's out there right now listening to our podcast, think about it. If you're over 40 years old, when's the last time you've seen a box turtle? And they're kind of a feel-good animal. They're harmless, you know. So when I got this job back in March, I have some really good connections from my old job with High Division of Wildlife, and I was talking to, which is a local, Loudonville graduate, Brian Banbury, which is very high up in the upper management of Division of Wildlife in Columbus, and I was going to meet him about things I want to do here in Ashland County, and he goes. Well, and Bob DeSanto is tied into Division of Wildlife folks too, and they were told about this issue of box turtles being not endangered, but on a list of concern, I think is what they're called.
Okay.
And the big problem right now is they're being trafficked. And you're like, trafficked? What do you mean? It's like human trafficking. Everybody knows about human trafficking. Well, turtles are getting trafficked right now at high dollars over to Hong Kong and China. Just about a month ago, there was 300 of them seized at LAX airport, or I'm sorry, JFK airport. There was 20 of them going to Hong Kong about 6 weeks ago, and they were wrapping them in socks and duct tape and putting them in toy boxes to pass them off as toys, and they seized them at an airport, and 14 of them died, 6 of them survived. So that's kind of, I'm laying the groundwork there. Yeah. So how we become involved is ODNR has reached out to us in Ashland County to be a box turtle sanctuary. Wow. And I got crazy excited about that. And once I get into the detail of it, it's even more exciting, because what we're going to be is we're building an enclosure, and we're going to be basically an adoption agency, foster care for turtles that have been seized. And we will then re-release them in Ashland County.
Okay.
So we will be one of 2 box turtle sanctuaries in the whole country.
In the whole country?
In the whole country.
Wow.
So we're incredibly excited about the opportunity. Yeah. We have some folks, Simonson's Construction, and we're talking to them right now about pricing and doing this thing. So it's a noble thing. they're going to be the neat little things we're going to be able to do with it. They're all going to be chipped.
Yeah.
People are going to be able to adopt them and locate them on phones and follow them around.
Fun.
Sarah, our outreach coordinator, is going to have a Team Turtle team.
Yeah.
They'll have shirts, hats, and there's going to be a lot to this. Now, here's the real neat thing.
Yeah.
From an educational standpoint, we're going to have a couple turtles we're going to release that's going to have a GPS tracker on the shell. And say we know a turtle at Spires Woods named Lacey was released.
Okay.
So we could bring a third grade class down and say, hey, today we're going to go to try to find Lacey.
Yes.
And Sarah will have a transmitter, which will be able to get us within a distance of where that turtle is.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
find the turtle, getting pictures with Lacey, and educating people while we're doing that about how you can't, if you see them out in the wild, leave them alone.
Don't put them in your laundry basket.
Yeah, don't put them in a laundry basket. Do what we did, or bring them home from Pennsylvania back when we were kids,
Yes.
but we didn't know any better. But people don't know the turtle's interesting. In captivity, they'll live to 50, 60 years old.
Wow.
Or I'm sorry, up to 100 years old. And out in the wild, they'll live to 40 to 60 years. And the question I ask is, I always ask them, I say, what do you think their range is?
Yeah. How far do they travel?
How far do they travel in 60-year life? And it's funny, I've gotten everything from 50 miles, 5 miles, 1 mile. They go 250 yards.
I know. It's amazing.
150 yards.
So in 50 years, that little dude travels less than 3 football fields in his area. So we have some really, really great property in Ashland County that we're kind of preliminarily getting ready for relocation. There are things that we have to do, though. One of the worst things on the box turtle is predatory under eggs and nesting, which the coons are, because the coons there's not a trap fur trade right now because the fur's not valuable, so people are not hunting the coons, so they're becoming overpopulated.
Okay.
And I feel bad. It's not the coon; they're trying to survive too. But when a box turtle lays her eggs, coon will go and destroy the eggs. That's what's happening with a lot of the turkey, and black snakes is the same thing.
Really?
Black snakes, you don't see them like you used to either.
Right.
So there's going to be a really comprehensive plan on tracking these turtles, survivability, giving them the best chance. We're going to relocate these animals where they're not going to be run over on the road. We'll
course,
keep them 250 yards from roads, mowed lawns.
They're not going to go that far.
Not to go that far.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about it, and I think it's going to put, with everything else that the mayor's done in our town, to put Ashland on the map. But whether it's Balloon Fest or the Freedom Monument or fireworks, Candy Cane Trail, I think the box turtle is going to be on a lot of people's maps
For the whole country.
for the whole country.
That's wonderful.
So we'll be getting turtles from all over the country.
Oh, that's incredible. That's so fun.
That's great. Well, only one of 2 in the entire country, I think, for Ashland County to be one of those. That's great, Dan. And I cannot wait. That is a...
So of course the public will be able to come.
Yes.
We'll be able to visit with them.
So what we're going to do is the current Davie Outdoor Center is an educational center for the most part right now. What we're planning on doing is keeping it an education center, but we're going to trick it out inside a little bit so we can become a visitor center as well. So it will be a manned situation where tour buses could come through, but we'll have at least, I'm thinking, between 30 and 60 turtles at all times.
Okay.
They do brumate, so they will hibernate there in the facility. So obviously we'll have the conditions and the enclosure for that. And then in the springtime, we'll get a game plan and start releasing these, and we'll track them, and it'd be exciting. So I think it's. I don't know why. I know people, oh, you're a tough guy, coach and everything, but I got a soft spot when it comes to the turtles. We have 3 of them right now out at the Davie, and we met some folks out there. Sarah had met them, and they brought up their 12 grandchildren for the very first day we had the turtles, within an hour, I believe. So we let her grandkids name the turtles. So Sarah will kill if I get this wrong, but I think the names are Dottie and, oh, jeez, I can't remember the other 2's name. Pickles. Pickles is a small one. Dottie and, I don't know what, Sherbert.
Sherbert.
You pulled them all out.
So they're all, they're all 3 named, and Sarah treats them like her little kids.
Of course.
And people come out, and impromptu people come up, and she'll say, "You want to see the turtles?" And the response has been incredible. So not only is it a neat educational thing, but what I like about it is it's noble. It's a noble thing we're doing, and if we can be part of reestablishing the box turtle in Ashland County,
That's right.
Conservation.
might as well be us, right?
Sure.
I know. Why not?
Yeah, I love this. And again, audience, we're speaking with Dan Major. He's the Ashland County Parks Director. And there's one more topic we're going to talk about, because I know as excited as you are about these box turtles, there's something else coming to Ashland County Parks that we spoke a little bit about, but most people have no idea. And that is a mascot, but not just any mascot.
No, we got a mascot, squirrel mascot. His name's Scout.
Yeah.
And we're not sure exactly when he's going to get here or not.
Yeah.
But we're hoping at the latest, Candy Cane Trail, we can launch him and introduce him to people. So we're pretty excited about him being part of our Ashland County crew.
Right.
And it will be, if you see Sarah, you'll probably see Scout. And Scout we have a lot of plans for Scout from an educational purpose.
Yeah.
We talk about mental health, going in and talking to maybe pediatric units in some hospitals, maybe going to Akron Children's for a day and taking Scout with us. So we're planning on using Scout to benefit a lot of people. But people need to be aware. Scout's going to be an interesting little guy.
Yeah, and he's going to have a personality.
He already does. Yeah, he's. I think he's 4. Kind of bashful around girls. Kind of ornery a little bit. But I heard that if he's in a really good mood, he can dance a little bit.
Like this. Yes.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
He's really big on safety, though.
Yeah.
Wants you to be safe in the outdoors. So we'll see how it works out.
Oh, this is so exciting what you're doing, Dan, and we're so glad you came back for another full-time career.
It'll be the last one. I promise you that.
Well,
see.
yeah, we'll see. Dan. Again, so excited. Your passion, yours and Sarah's together, is just obvious, audience. If you meet Dan and or Sarah either together or individually, I think you'll see very quickly that you guys are doing the right thing. You are leaning into your passions at this part in your life. And boy, it makes, I think, everybody around you kind of infectious and want to be excited about the parks too.
My thing, I still coach high school wrestling. I've coached football in our at Ashland, Hillsdale, and Crestview. Mine is go big or go home. If you're going to do something, don't waste people's time. So I don't want to be one of those, what we in the police world when I was working as rods, retired on duty,
Oh, okay.
And I don't want to ever be accused of that. So Sarah's young and exciting. She keeps me motivated and the rest of the staff. So we're pretty excited about what we're doing with Ashland County Parks. And we encourage to come and see us, talk to us, explore our parks. We have so much to offer, and it's just not Fruitfield. It's Byers Woods, it's Avian Acres, it's Crawl Woods, it's Hurdle Park, Sprinkle, Tupelo. We have so many things to offer, such beautiful outdoor opportunities.
So different, too. I love the variety of it.
We are, and we got 2 big projects we have as wetlands projects. So not only are we doing recreational mental health, but we're also doing a lot in the wildlife field. One big wetlands project is going to be built out at Avian, I believe, September, October, November, and that's going to provide great waterfowl habitat. There's beaver out there. I mean, we got so many prongs and components to our mission, and we're trying to reach all those people. So I'm hoping that people from Ashland County can look and say, hey, they're not just about hunting. They're just not about hiking.
Right.
They're about hunting, fishing, art. We did a big art class recently,
great.
and there was 20, 25 people in it.
That's
So
something.
Sarah's doing a great job, and all of our volunteers, our park managers, and we still have a lot of volunteer help. We do not have a big staff. Our financial officer, Becca Grant, in the office, she runs the office. She's unbelievable. John Feathergill, who's our maintenance, and then Sarah and I are the only full-time employees.
Okay.
And then we have some part-timers, which help us, but we do not have a big staff for as big as our park district is.
Sure.
So we want to be frugal, do the right thing with the people's money, and we plan to do that.
That's awesome.
But we should bring up there are volunteer opportunities for sure. Friends of Ashland County Parks.
Yes, there is. And we have a couple opportunities where you can be a friend. And that's one where if you're interested, you can call or go on our website. But that's where I'd really like, if someone's interested in really being a friend or volunteer, I'd like them to come and make a face-to-face visit so we could really explain to them how important it is, because we have so many talented people that are associated with the park. Just like our president, our board of commissioner he did the fly fishing. How many board of directors are leading the fly fishing? But we have so many talents. I know the meeting that Sarah's at right now is with a lady that's been along with parks, and she's a kind of an expert in native plants. And she's helping us put some native plantings together. So we have so much talent. And, so from a volunteer or friend standpoint, we're not going to ask you to go out and cut trails necessarily, unless that's your thing. We'll absolutely take that.
Right.
Helping put food plots in. Or if it's just you want to come in and help with an art class, it could be counting crayons out for a student. So I can tell you in the last month, Sarah has already gotten a lot of new interest in volunteers and friends.
Oh, that's great.
And Rachel Arnold is our head of our friends. We had a meeting last night, and that was pretty encouraging. So we're kind of on a roll. I know our park commissioners talks that we're a rocket ship ready to take off.
That's great.
So we're going to light it. And we're going to go. So I would like, on behalf of the Ashland County Parks, when I heard that you were reaching out, I've known you, Dave, for years. Yeah. You'll see you lost a lot of weight. You look really, really good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
But you were always a good guy. Thanks, and, Kim and I always have had the most respect for you. So, and to meet Jennifer, I think I know it's a big buzzword in the world, just collaborative. But you know what? I've been collaborating my whole life because I'm not very smart, but I'm very smart about surrounding myself with good people. I've always had a good ability to do that with the teams I coach,
That's very smart.
places I work. I've looked pretty darn good, and I'm really go home a lot of times and go, man, I'm such a dumb A. But I've got good people around me, and I got it right now. So
you sound like
blessed.
the smartest person, really.
I don't know.
That's very smart.
My SAT wasn't very good score.
Well, a few things, and again, we'll put this in the episode description, audience, but AshlandCountyParks.com, 419-289-3524, and then email outreach@AshlandCountyParks.com. Again, if you're driving, don't worry about it. We'll put all that in the episode description. One thing, though, I did notice, and maybe this is a volunteer opportunity, Jen and I might actually agree to do this. Sometimes when we go to the parks and we look at the trails, we're like, well, how long is this?
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed that, Dan? We're like a lot of the ones we've been to, it's like, well, how many miles
long is the trail?
So
How is it
interesting you brought that up, and it's unbelievable. The history of Ashland County Parks. Like I come from the conservative district where we go back 80 years to the 1930s, and to sit there and think that the Ashland County Parks literally was put together in 2002, and what they have now.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and look at the Tom Cruises and the Sam Wyricks and the Colin Denzels, the people who were the leaders, Bob DeSanto, and right now Shane Crimser, our board. What an unbelievable thing that they did, and talk about a legacy forever. Like I drive. Like I know I said this before, but I drive into Freer every morning and go, man, I cannot
get to
believe
work
this
here.
place. And it's like I was there today. We got this huge veterans event this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Right.
The first time the wall. The Vietnam Wall, the World War II Memorial, and the Korean Memorial will be in the same spot. I think the first time ever in the United States. So they're talking 6,000 to 8,000 people there.
Wow.
So Freer's kind of a place to be. I mean, we got Candy Cane Trail, and we have. I can't really announce it now, but there's 2 new things might be coming this year at the Candy Cane Trail, which I think people are going to just every time they turn around, they're just like, you got to be kidding me, Ashland. But you know what Merritt Miller's done. And what we're trying to do in the community, just like you were saying, the movie night. I mean, look at the class of people that were there, and I mean classy up like good people, not rich, poor. I don't mean that. I'm talking just the quality. Nobody drinking, nobody smoking marijuana, nobody fighting. It was such a positive thing. So. We want to do that as much as we can, and you look at the economic impact, which honestly. I know the chamber probably wouldn't like this, but it's about 10th on my list, But from an economic impact, the things that the city is doing, the things that the county parks are doing, I mean, what a boost to the economy here and bringing good people in. We had thousands and thousands of people at Balloon Fest and thousands of people at Fireworks. We're having thousands this weekend at the Veterans event.
Right.
So I think Ashland's a rocket ship, not Ashland County, not only Ashland County Parks, but I think the city is, and I think we are so blessed to be here. I know there's some people that get irritated about stuff that we do, the noise of the crowd, but we're raising real estate values too. A lot of people wouldn't mind living on Morgan Avenue, having nice asphalt trails behind you. I think that would be a selling point.
Yes.
But you know what? Respectfully, for the ones that were there before all this was going on, they probably bought that because it was quiet back there. So I can look at it both ways, but I always go by, if I can go home and sleep at night, I'm good.
Yeah.
So far, I've been able to go home every night and sleep good. So.
You should be sleeping really well.
Well, if you need somebody to map out some of the links of these, I'm sure you can get some volunteers to do that.
To answer your question, one thing I noticed, man, I took that way off, didn't I? But with that conversation, though, one thing that I've noticed is with the lack of staff that we have, we don't have the staff to go out and do those little things.
Yeah.
And the little things is making sure our trails are all clear, making sure all the trails do have proper signage.
Yeah.
One thing we are getting new levy money, and we're not going to be crazy and hiring a bunch of people, but we have a couple positions that we want to hire, one full-time, one, but the rest are going to be part-time, just boots on the ground, to go hang that sign. So I think you're going to see a lot of those little attention detail things get a lot better, but I think I also heard in that voice that you'd help volunteer.
I think I would. I think that'd be fun.
You need to get with Sarah and get signed up. So
We've already talked to her.
We did.
But
get on the
I
volunteer
think
list.
that's 100%. Because you need to know if you're on this walk, like, okay, is this a point of no return? Or
Right.
you
just need to know, like, how long is
I've
this
only
thing?
got a half hour.
walk into the abyss and not know. So
Well, we've been speaking with Dan Major, the Ashland County Parks Director, and as you can tell from the conversation, Dan is very passionate about what he does. He loves what he does. I know you've said before that you just can't believe, that this is your job at this point. And that's a great job to have when you're that excited about it.
yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I told you off air that it was a real defining moment in my life. I almost died in 2020, and I had a massive heart attack. And very few days I get up anymore and take it for granted.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
I think about it every day, and I do. I come to work every day. Now, granted, I had my life pretty good, just doing my thing, letting my dogs out a few times a day, going to coach wrestling and coming home. But I got a call, and I thought, you know what, it's meant to be. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So. I tell Sarah every day, I can't believe we get paid to do this. So
And I know she feels the same
I
way.
know she does.
Yeah.
And, when you can go to work, and I was blessed my whole 30-some-year career. Now, obviously the drownings and the suicides and the bad stuff that we had to see over the years in law enforcement, but I was so blessed not to ever have to wake up and, hate going to work or hating your Sunday because, you had to go to work on Monday.
Right.
So I have no complaints. I mean, I really don't. And this is just kind of the icing on the cake.
Well, this is great. This
So,
is great.
anyways.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for sharing with Jen and I your passion and your love right now. And we hope folks get out. They get
I do
out
too.
often to our parks for the mental health benefits, for all the benefits we've talked about, the physical, the exercise, the connection, being around people in nature. We just can't say enough about how good it is for our mental health and wellness. So thank you again, Dan Major, Ashland County Parks Director. And until next time, folks, keep yourself healthy. And one way to do that is through our park system. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Keeping Ashland Healthy podcast. The podcast is a production of the Mental Health and Recovery Board of Ashland County, Ohio. You can reach the board by calling 419-281-3139. Please remember that the board funds a local 24/7 crisis line through Appleseed Community Mental Health Center. It can be reached by calling 419-289-6111. That's 419-289-6111. Until next time, please join us in keeping Ashland healthy.